German Schmear. Yes, it can be easy, and today I'm going to show you how. All you're going to need is some Venetian plaster, a few tools, this tutorial, and of course a surface to schmear. So once you have this technique in hand, which I promise is super easy, you can schmear a faux wall like I have here, maybe as a backsplash in your kitchen, your fireplace, or even the brick on the outside of your home. So let's get schmearing, but before we do, I want to thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. You have reached the YouTube channel for Revive Heart and Home. I am Heidi Marsh, your schmearing instructor today, and it is our goal here to help inspire and teach you to decorate your home in both an eco-friendly and budget-friendly manner. So grab a pen and paper and your tools, and let's get schmearing. Hi everyone, I'm Heidi with Revive, and today we are going to schmear. Yes, we're going to German Schmear with plaster, and it's gonna be super fun and a little bit messy, actually a lot messy. So let's get started with our supply list. The first thing you are going to need, of course, is your plaster. Now, to mix some European countries here, we are going to use authentic Venetian plaster from Amy Howard at Home. This stuff is the bomb. There's no additives, binders, or anything artificial. It's just straight up Venetian plaster, which has, you want to get that, and I've left all of the links to our products in the description below. You are going to need a very large mixing bowl. You can even get one of those big Home Depot buckets and a metal spoon. Okay, you will also need a lot of water. I've got a little thing of water here to get started. And then you're gonna need your tools. Now, you will want some spreaders. I like the offset one. This is a 5-inch. I also have this trowel, which I'm going to use today. And that's it. So let's get started with step 1. Okay, step 1 is to make sure your surface is clean. Now, this is not real brick. This is faux brick paneling I got from Home Depot. Okay, if you are working on real brick, I want to make sure that you clean it with clean slate, which is going to get any grease or grime or soot if it's on a fireplace, and any dust off. That's going to remove any dust or dirt before you start. So that's step 1. Okay, step 2 is to mix your plaster. So you are going to just open your bag here. This is a 16-ounce bag, and I don't dump the whole thing in. I dump a little bit in at a time, maybe half the bag, and you're going to add some water to sour cream consistency. So, and plaster loves metal, so you're just going to take your metal spoon. It gets pretty thick, so like plastic won't work. It won't be strong enough. And you're going to want to stir this up really well until it's smooth, like I said, like sour cream, and get all the lumps and out. And sometimes I'll just take the edge and scrape it against the side of the bowl to get any lumps or dry patches of dry powder in. So now take your offset spreader, some plaster, and apply it in the areas where you see the black mortar. You want to do this because when you take your trowel in the next step and apply the plaster, you don't want the only thing you see to be the black mortar. So I like to do this in sections. So pick a section of a couple feet by a couple feet and apply it to the black mortar. Next, take your trowel and a little plaster and apply it to an area of brick. Then take your trowel at a 20 to 30 degree angle and lightly spread it across the brick. Okay, continue to take your trowel and your plaster and spread it across your brick. Be sure to be mindful of leaving holidays or areas of exposed brick in random various spots. You don't want to have holidays in the same spot on every brick because you want it to look random. So continue doing this and feel free to take your trowel and go back over areas that you've previously plastered in order to smooth out any lines or marks that the trowel may have left. After a few minutes, you can even take your trowel and go back over previously plastered areas and kind of stutter it across the surface. This will give you some amazing texture and variance to the way that your plaster looks on the surface. Finally, if you feel like you've applied too much plaster or you want more brick to show through, there are a couple things you can do. First, you can take a wet seawool sponge and remove some of the plaster, but be sure to go back with your trowel and gently scrape it over so that it looks natural. Or two, you can just use your trowel and apply lots of pressure, again at a 20 degree angle, and remove some of the plaster that way. Okay, I hope that tutorial was as easy as it was fun. Just a couple of final notes. I want to talk to you quickly about cleanup and the amount of product that you will need. So because plaster, once it cures and dries, is impervious to water, it is imperative that you don't wash off your excess plaster that's on your tools and in your mixing containers in your sink, because once it gets down into your sink and it settles there and dries, it will dry permanently and clog up your drains, and I don't want that for you or for me. So what I usually do is take it outside and hose it off in a container and let it dry out, and then I'll throw it out. Also, this full bag of Amy Howard at Home Venetian Plaster, and again, I've left a link to all the supplies in the description. This is a 16-ounce bag, and it will cover about 1 8-foot wall, and this is about 3 feet up, so about 24 square feet. So again, depending on how much coverage you want, you can, plus or minus that. So plan accordingly, order enough product, and I always recommend putting in the 10 to 20% buffer. So, okay, and as always, if you have any questions on technique or ordering product, feel free to email me at any time at revivebyheidi@gmail.com. And do me a favor, there are lots more great tutorials like this on upcycling, chalk painting furniture, and lots of inspiration too. So be sure to subscribe, and have a fabulous, fabulous day. Thank you.